Hello, we'll be doing today preparation of soluble and insoluble salts. You can see the concept maps. Soluble salts are generally prepared in solutions only. These are obtained by the evaporation of water followed by the crystallization. Soluble salts like zincates and aluminates are found only in solution. These salts cannot be obtained in the pure form by crystallization. These are different methods over here on the left hand side. First is direct combination, where a metal and a non-metal combine together to give the salt. Examples are given for the preparation of sodium chloride and ferric chloride. There is second method is simple displacement method, where the active metal displaces the hydrogen of the acid to give the salt and the hydrogen. Zinc reacts with sulfuric acid to give zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas, similar for the ferrous iron that gives ferrous chloride and hydrogen. Third is decomposition, where decomposition of the bicarbonates by the acids. Now sodium bicarbonate reacts with HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, to give you sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide. Same for the calcium bicarbonate. Now the method under decomposition, there is the decomposition of carbonate by the acid, where we will get the corresponding salts, that is copper carbonate when reacts with hydrochloric acid gives you copper chloride, water and carbon dioxide. Remember, whenever the carbonate is there, there will be the generation of the carbon dioxide gas. Next, decomposition of chlorides by concentrated sulfuric acid. So here, this reaction you had already done. Sodium chloride when reacts with concentrated sulfuric acid below 200 degrees Celsius gives you sodium bisulfate, which is the acid salt. And similar, when sodium chloride reacts with concentrated sulfuric acid above 200 degrees Celsius, it will give you the normal salt, that is sodium sulfate. And similar for the zinc sulfate. Now decomposition of nitrates by concentrated sulfuric acid, same, this also you had done. Below 200 degrees Celsius you are getting the acid salt, that is bisulfate. Neutralization is this is a reaction between the acid and the soluble base. This is also called titration. And you can do neutralizing an acid with an insoluble base also. So you have first two cases where soluble base is there, that is sodium hydroxide is reacting with HCl and HNO3 respectively to give NaCl and NaNO3 respectively, and HCl reacts with insoluble base, that is magnesium oxide, gives you MgCl2, that is magnesium chloride. Then by the action of alkalis, that is sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide and certain metals like aluminium or zinc, their hydroxides as well as oxides. These reactions you had already done in previous classes. So just have a recap of this. Aluminium in sodium hydroxide gives you sodium aluminate, with zinc sodium zincate, again with aluminium oxide and sodium hydroxide, sodium aluminate. Likewise you are getting this. Now these two reactions, three reactions, first one, third one and fourth one, these three reactions are very important for the extraction of aluminium metal from its ores, which we will be going through in the metallurgy chapter. So learn these equations very carefully. And remember, for writing every equation you have to do the balancing. Without balancing you may get less marks or 0 marks. Preparation of insoluble salts. This is first is by the direct combination. This is given for lead and sulfur. When heated gives you lead sulfide, similar for iron sulfide. Then combination of an acidic as well as basic oxide. So these will give you the salt, you can get the salts. Third is precipitation reaction, where it is also called the double decomposition reaction. Now double decomposition reaction is the chemical change in which two compounds in solution they react to form two other compounds by the mutual exchange of radicals. You can see here this a solid precipitate is formed as a result of the reaction. You can see here, first one BaCl2 is the soluble salt, second is again the soluble salt, you get the insoluble salt or the precipitate, and the acid, or sometimes you are getting the salt. So you can see the reactions over here. These all reactions had been already done by you in various previous classes. Just have a recap all these reactions. Now preparation of insoluble salt from another insoluble salt by the double decomposition reaction. First you have to convert the insoluble salt to soluble salt. Then you convert it to the desired salt. Like here, PbO, that is lead monoxide, is insoluble. It reacts with nitric acid, gives you the soluble lead nitrate. Now this lead nitrate reacts with sulfuric acid to give you the lead sulfate, which is white color. Now this case, this is dilute nitric acid, and again it is sodium sulfate. Again, if this lead nitrate either react with sodium sulfate or sulfuric acid to give you the lead sulfate. Similar for insoluble lead carbonate, that reacts with dilute nitric acid to give the lead nitrate, which again reacts with sodium sulfate to give you the lead sulfate, and lead sulfate is the white precipitate. Now adding dilute sulfuric acid to lead carbonate to prepare lead sulfate, like you can say I will add dilute sulfuric acid directly to lead carbonate, but no, you cannot add, because it is an impractical method, because an insoluble crust of lead sulfate is formed on lead carbonate. Then first there will be some reaction, and after that the reaction will be stopped, because lead sulfate will cover the lead carbonate surface, preventing it to react further. Similarly, lead chloride is prepared from insoluble lead oxide or lead carbonate by the same method. Then you have the preparation of silver chloride. It's very easy method. Silver nitrate, when reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, gives you the white precipitate of silver chloride and nitric acid. And if you want to prepare barium sulfate, the same thing, barium chloride reacts with dilute sulfuric acid to give you the barium sulfate and hydrogen chloride. This is the end of this video. Thank you.